There's an old song that some of you might know from Camp Crosswoods, and if you don't know it, it's okay. Big, Big House by Audio Adrenaline. And it has some lines that go like this. There's a big, big house with lots and lots of room, a big table with lots of food, a big yard where we can play football, big house. It's describing a place where a lot of people might really like to live. But the biggest idea is that there's lots of room for everybody and lots of room to enjoy everybody. And I think Audio Adrenaline, way back in the early 90s, was probably thinking about the passage we're in from John in today's 5-minute devotional. So let's get into it. John 14, 1 through 11. Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. This is Jesus talking. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? If I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am you may be also. And you know the way to where I am going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way? Jesus said to him, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would have known my Father also. From now on you do know him and have seen him. Philip said to him, Lord, show us the Father, and it is enough for us. Jesus said to him, Have I been with you so long, and you still do not know me, Philip? Whoever has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, Show us the Father? Do you not believe that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me? The words that I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority, but the Father who dwells in me does his works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me, or else believe on the count of the works themselves. So Jesus, as he's going to be talking about for a few chapters now, is talking about how he's going to go away, and he's preparing his disciples for that. And he's saying that he's going to prepare a place with his Father for the disciples. And that's going to be a good place. And he basically describes it like the song. That it's a big place where there's enough room for everyone to have their own space. And it's a good picture. It's a place where people would want to be. And that's all great. And they don't seem to question that. But Thomas is like, sure, but we don't even know where you're going. How are we going to get there? And I just want to point out that sometimes you're in a group of people talking about spiritual things or really anything, and you're like, I bet lots of people have a question. It seems really obvious, but I don't want to be the one to ask it. Good for Thomas for asking it, guys. Don't get down on Thomas. Because he asked this question, Jesus was able to say some really important and profound things when Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So we think back to a camp analogy. So you're trying to get from camp to, say, the Brule River. No one's ever gotten lost doing that, have they? Well, it's an unfamiliar place. And usually you're either trying to follow somebody or going off of directions, like take left on Highway 2 and then a right on this little road that could be called Fire Service 5 or 1220. I'm making those things up. But you start trying to figure out a list of instructions and keeping it in your head, and it feels impossible after a while, and you're going to make mistakes. Well, here's the thing. The way to get to the Father, the way to get to God, is not a list of instructions. Nope, it's not going to work. We're going to all make mistakes. And that's why Jesus provided for himself a way. It's even better than having the camp person ride in the vehicle and tell you where to go. No, it's even better than that. It breaks the whole analogy down because Jesus himself is the way. He makes the way to God for us when he'll do that later in this gospel in dying for us at the end and rising again. So, that's the good answer. And then another disciple speaks up, Philip. It's like, you've been talking about the Father. Just show us the Father. Okay, we've been with you all this time. What the heck is God like? And Jesus says another great thing. I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. Whoever has seen me has seen the Father, says Jesus. Oh, you want to know what God's like? Just look at Jesus. It's one of the great reasons why we're going through the Gospel of John, going through any gospel. By getting to know what Jesus is like, you get to know what God is like. You get to see the things that Jesus does, how he treats people, the kind of values he has, the kind of person that he is. And by seeing that, you get to see who God is. So you don't have to wonder what God's like. You just look at Jesus.